Hello friends, welcome to AIMS Today YouTube channel. So here we're going to AIMS India live sessions. Today we have started to reach the students who are being at home because of this corona effect, as they are not able to come to classes to attend the classes physically. We are trying to help the students by giving these live sessions through our YouTube channel AIMS Today. So in this, now we are going to see the chemistry chapter, chemical reactions. This is there in the 10th class even. It comes under basic also. In 10th class, the first chapter is chemical reactions and equations. So there, one of the parts in that, the chemical reactions, which we are going to discuss now. These videos you can see live on the time. To know about the live classes, or to get the updates about the live classes, you can subscribe our YouTube channel so that all the updates will be given to you in prior to the classes, when the class is going to be, on which topic it is going to be, what subject it is. All the updates will be getting directly to your mobile if you subscribe it. And through the school also, we are going to give information to you anyhow. And if you miss the live classes, you can even watch the classes through our website AIMS Today, AIMSindia.in, and our YouTube channel AIMS Today. In this also we can see our videos of different all subjects. So now let us see the chemistry topic, chemical reactions and equations. In that, one of the parts is chemical reactions. Let us see about these chemical reactions now. Chemical reactions are the processes in which new substance with new products or properties are formed. Means in this, some chemicals will be turned up or changed into different forms. So there, the properties of the formed substance will be a little different from the original substances which are taken earlier. So we can say they are the processes in which new substances are formed which are having and different properties. Only a rearrangement of atoms takes place in a chemical reaction. Actually, in chemical reactions, there is no formation of any new substance or new atom. There will be some certain atoms in different compositions in different chemical substances. So when these react themselves, the rearrangement of atoms will be occurring between them. Suppose, example here they have shown hydrogen molecules, when they combine with oxygen molecules, they form water molecules. So what's happening, if you observe clearly, initially hydrogen molecules are having two atoms of hydrogens in each molecule. And even in the oxygen molecules also, there are two oxygen atoms in each molecule. When these two gases combine, rearrangement of atoms is occurring. These two hydrogen atoms are being split up and these two oxygen atoms also being separated, and rearrangement of these, you can see here one oxygen atom is combined or rejoined with two hydrogen atoms, means new arrangements are occurring between the atoms. There is no, we have to understand one thing clearly here, there is no formation of any new atoms, only rearrangement of atoms in different molecules is being happened in chemical reactions. I think you understood this. So what I said here, rearrangement of atoms occurring. The formation of new atoms occurs in nuclear reactions, which we study later. But in the chemical reactions, there is no formation of any new atom. Only the atoms present in the molecules rearrange, rejoin to form new molecules. That we say as chemical reaction. The substances which take part in the chemical reaction are called reactants. For example, let us say once again the reaction between the hydrogen and oxygen to form water. Here, hydrogen and oxygen, these two are participating in the chemical reaction. These substances which are participating in the reaction are called as reactants. In the same way, the substances or new substances produced as a result in the chemical reaction are known as products. In this reaction, water molecules or water is formed as a new substance from these two the substances taken. So this water is now here a product. The new substances formed in the reaction are known as products. In a chemical reaction, reactants transformed into products. Thus in a chemical reaction, reactants are transformed or converted into products. This is happening by the rearrangement of atoms in the reactant molecules. So these are the chemical reactions. For example, the burning of magnesium in air to form magnesium oxide is an example of chemical reaction. So we see crackers burning at the time of Diwali. Mostly in those crackers, they use this magnesium as one of the reactant. When you burn this magnesium, it burns with dazzling white flame. So that is one of the chemical reactions. There, magnesium on reaction with the oxygen, it forms a magnesium oxide. So let us see the simple example, simple experiment we can say. If you take a small piece of magnesium ribbon, if you burn that magnesium ribbon, it starts burning with a dazzling white flame and forms magnesium oxide. So here they have shown experimentally, first to take a small piece or ribbon of magnesium around of 2 centimeters, and they asked to rub this with sandpaper. This is because that magnesium as a reactive metal, it might be forming a layer of magnesium oxide which protects it from burning. It makes it a little less reactive. To avoid that, before starting our experiment, first magnesium ribbon should be rubbed with a sandpaper so that the thin layer will be removed off, the magnesium will come out to, it can be very ready to react in the chemical reaction. Now, if you burn this, the magnesium ribbon on a flame by holding with the two tongues, pair of tongues, then it starts burning and forms magnesium oxide as a powder. This magnesium burns with dazzling white, bright light, white color light. So if you hold this magnesium ribbon while burning on a watch glass, then magnesium oxide formed from the magnesium will be like a white powder and falls in the white that watch glass. It can be collected on the watch glass. So here we can see the equation for this magnesium reaction with oxygen or burning of magnesium in oxygen. So when magnesium burns in oxygen, it forms a magnesium oxide. As we know, these metal oxides are bases. About this nature we are going to see later. Now here, what happened we have to observe. First, magnesium is taken. It is burnt in air. That is nothing but it is allowed to react with the oxygen present in the atmosphere. So magnesium reacting with oxygen and forming magnesium oxide. Initially we have taken some substances like magnesium and oxygen. Finally after the reaction they formed magnesium oxide, which is a new substance. Hence we can say this as a chemical reaction. So what they have done? They have taken a magnesium ribbon. They made it to became clean by rubbing with sandpaper. They hold this with a pair of tongues and made it to burn on the flame. When this magnesium immediately it catches fire and burns with a dazzling white flame. And when this magnesium burning in the sense it is reacting with the atmospheric oxygen there. So magnesium reacting with oxygen and forming magnesium oxide. So it is hence a chemical reaction. Here we can say magnesium and oxygen are reactants. Magnesium oxide formed is a product. So there are some characteristics for these chemical reactions. Of course, all the chemical reactions may not have same kind of characteristics. They will be having different kinds of characteristics. The conversion of reactants into products in a chemical reaction is often accompanied by some features which can be easily observed. So as I said, all the chemical reactions may not show same kind of chemical characteristics. Some chemical reactions may be for showing or exhibiting some characteristics. Some they may show different. Let us see those here. The important characteristics for the chemical reactions are shown here. They are evolution of gas, that means production of gas when chemical reaction occurs, formation of precipitate, Change in color, it means the reactants may be in some color. After the chemical reaction occurring, the color might be changed to some other. Change in temperature, initially the temperature of reactants taken will be certain temperature. After the formation of products, the temperature of the solution might be changed, either increased or decreased. Change in state, the physical state of the reactants. Initially we may take some chemical reactants in certain state. After the formation of products, the state might be changed to some other. So these are the general characteristics which we observe when a chemical reaction occurs. So now let us see these each characteristic with some examples. First of all, evolution of gas. Some chemical reactions are characterized by evolution of gases. That means the production of gases. That means the gases are being produced as products in the chemical reaction. Let us see some example for that. The chemical reaction between zinc and dilute sulfuric acid is characterized by the evolution of hydrogen gas. Not only this, generally the reaction of metals, when you make these metals to react with some dilute acids, they produce hydrogen gas. Here we have taken example zinc reaction with dilute sulfuric acid. If we take zinc granules, means small pieces of zinc, generally we call it a zinc granules, into a conical flask, and then if we add dilute sulfuric acid to these zinc granules, then we can observe the production of hydrogen gas as bubbles from the solution. So the production of hydrogen gas occurs then. So what happens here? Zinc reacting with the dilute sulfuric acid and producing hydrogen gas. So this is an example for the reactions which are characterized by the evolution of gas. So not only zinc here, as I told, all the metals generally, most of the reactive metals, we can say metals are categorized into three types: highly reactive metals, secondary reactive metals, least reactive metals. Here, highly reactive metals as well as secondary and moderate reactive metals, all generally on reaction with dilute acids, they produce gases like hydrogen. Now here, zinc also on reaction with the dilute sulfuric acid producing hydrogen gas. That we can see clearly here by the evolution of bubbles from these granules. We can see bubbles coming out from the solution. So that we can test by here that derivative connected to this. If you keep a burning splinter on this burning derivative, that burning splinter puts off pops on. Generally, we know the test for hydrogen gas is the burning splinter puts off immediately with some pop sound. So by this, we can understand the evaluated gas or the gas emitted from this reaction as hydrogen gas. So for this, if we touch the conical flask with our hand, we will find that it is somewhat hot. So a change in temperature also occurs in this chemical reaction. That means we can say when zinc granules react with acid, not only this, metals on reaction with acids, they produce some gases. These reactions are generally accompanied by the release of heat. So these reactions are also called as exothermic reactions. As we know, exothermic reactions means the reactions in which heat energy is emptied out. So here the reaction of zinc with sulfuric acid or dilute sulfuric acid is one of the examples for exothermic reactions also. So here we can say this is example for evolution of gas in chemical reactions. One more example also we can say when magnesium strip is dipped into dilute hydrochloric acid, there also hydrogen gas is emitted. But when magnesium reacts with the hydrochloric acid and forms magnesium chloride in the solution, aqueous magnesium chloride solution is formed. At the same time, hydrogen gas is emitted out. So these kind of reactions are characterized by the evolution of gas. When bubbles are coming out from the conical flask, there you can understand there some reaction is occurring that we can identify by the evolution of gases in that. Next, formation of precipitate. Some chemical reactions are characterized by the formation of precipitate. So what is precipitate here? A precipitate is a solid product which separates out from the solution during a chemical reaction. Generally, if you take two solutions, when you mix those two solutions, a solid form is formed which is insoluble into that solution. That insoluble solid substance formed is called as precipitate. Those reactions in which this solid substance is being formed are called as precipitate reactions. So here you can see they have shown a picture which is showing the formation of precipitate. Initially, this solution is being colorless and it is also colorless solution. When you mix these solutions, immediately a colorful solid substance is being formed which is insoluble into this solution B. So that solid substance formed as a insoluble substance is called as precipitate, and that reaction is called as precipitation reaction. So this kind of reactions in which a solid substance is being formed which is insoluble are characterized by this precipitation. The chemical reaction between potassium iodide and lead nitrate is characterized by the formation of an yellow precipitate of lead iodide. So this is one of the examples for the precipitation reactions in which the reaction can be identified by the formation of an yellow solid substance which is insoluble. That yellow solid substance formed is a lead iodide. Initially, potassium iodide will be a colorless liquid solution, transparent solution. Even lead nitrate solution also a transparent solution like it seems like water. But when these two reacts, when these two mixed, yellow turbidity or precipitate is formed. Now you can see the experimentation here. Take some lead nitrate solution in a test tube or beaker. Add potassium iodide solution to it slowly. Then we can see clearly the formation of an yellow precipitate of lead iodide. So hence here the reaction can be characterized by the formation of precipitate. So the change in color also you can see here. You can see initially this what we can say potassium iodide solution is in transparent clear solution. Even this lead nitrate solution also transparent clear solution, which is it seems like water. When these two are added one to other, immediately bright yellow color precipitate is being formed, which is you can say lead iodide solid precipitate. Okay, equationally we can see like this when lead nitrate reacts with potassium iodide solution, immediately potassium nitrate as well as lead iodide both are formed. Here potassium nitrate is a soluble substance, so it cannot be seen clearly there because it is in the transparent form, in the solely aqueous form. But this lead iodide formed is a solid substance which is insoluble and it has a bright color, yellow color it is having. So this chemical reaction can be easily identified as it is formed, as the chemical reaction occurred by this yellow colored solid substance formation. This we say precipitation reaction. So in this way, chemical reactions can be identified by the precipitation formation also. Not only yellow color, in some chemical reactions, different colored solid substances also may be formed. For example, magnesium sulfate is one of the insoluble solid substance in aqueous solutions. It will be in the white color. Some other solutions may be in different colors. So, anyhow, some precipitate will be formed in these reactions, this kind of reactions. Next characteristic is color. Some chemical reactions are characterized by a change in color also. For example, there is a chemical reaction between citric acid and a purple colored potassium permanganate solution is characterized by a change in color from purple to colorless. Means here citric acid, generally citric acid we can observe in citrus fruits like lemon. Of course, they may other contain some also, but citric acid will be in the citrus fruits like lemon. If and this potassium permanganate is a purple colored substance. If you dissolve that with potassium permanganate crystals into water, they form purple color solution. Take some dilute potassium permanganate solution in a test tube. Means if you take some water and if you add some granules of this potassium permanganate, if you stir it well, it forms a purple colored potassium permanganate solution in the dilute form. And if you add a few drops of citric acid to it with the help of a dropper or by directly by squeezing some lemon, as we said, lemons contain citric acid in them. So if you add few drops of citric acid to the test tube containing potassium permanganate, and if you shake it thoroughly, then you can observe the purple color of this potassium permanganate solution goes on fading. Ultimately, it becomes colorless. So you can see transparent solution be formed. Here you can see in the picture clear potassium permanganate solution in the purple color. If you take certain quantity of this permanganate solution into test tube, dilute solution of potassium permanganate, and if you add this citric acid solution, these two will be reacted and new substances are being formed. Hence, the purple color of potassium permanganate will be diminished. Finally, the solution becomes colorless. These type of solution chemical reactions are identified by the color change. Next characteristic is temperature. Some chemical reactions are characterized by change in temperature. The chemical reaction between quicklime and water to form slaky lime is characterized by a change in temperature. Yes, quicklime means it is calcium oxide. Generally, it is used for whitewashing of walls and these houses. It will be white powder that we say quicklime, generally calcium oxide. If you add water to this, some heat will be produced from it. We can see here, take a little quicklime in a hard glass beaker and then add water to that slowly. Then if you touch the beaker, you can feel some hotness. This is because this quicklime immediately reacts with water and forms a calcium hydroxide, which we say lime water. This lime water generally used for whitewashing. You can observe by taking small quantity of quicklime into a beaker, and if you add water to that, if you touch the beaker, we can feel that warmness. Beaker becomes hot. This is because here the reaction between calcium oxide or quicklime and water is exothermic reaction. So by the evolution of it, we can understand here some chemical reaction is happened and new products are being formed. In this way, certain chemical reactions are characterized by the evolution of heat. So anyhow, as I told, after the reaction between water and calcium oxide, calcium hydroxide is formed, which is called lime water or slaky lime. This is a chemical reaction which is characterized by the evolution of temperature. Next, change in state. Some chemical reactions are characterized by even a change in state also. For example, when wax is burned, then water and carbon dioxide are formed. You might be surprised. When you burn a candle, water is being formed. Have you ever observed this? We may not. But in fact, water also being formed along with carbon dioxide. But here, water is being formed in the form of vapor. So we can say when a candle is burnt, the products formed are water vapor and carbon dioxide. But what the thing to be observed here is, initially this candle wax is in the solid state. But when you burnt this, first that solid wax converts into liquid and then that burns in the presence of atmospheric oxygen and finally forms carbon dioxide. What happened? Initial state of that product, the reactant taken is solid. Finally, the product formed carbon dioxide is in the gaseous state. So, state is converted from solid to gas. So, this is one of the examples for the chemical reactions which can be characterized by the change in the state of substances. So, now when you light a candle, wax is slowly converted into liquid. Finally, that burns in the air and form carbon dioxide, which is a gas. This means that during the combustion reaction of wax, a physical state changes from solid to liquid and gas. So in this way, the states are converted from one to another by this chemical reaction. You can see slowly wax melted into liquid form. That liquid melted wax will be bond further in the presence of oxygen and hence converting into carbon dioxide. So first initially taken reactant is in the solid state and it first converted into liquid state. Finally the products formed are in the gaseous state. So in this way, these chemical reactions are characterized by the evolution of by the change in the state. Here we can see some simple questions given based upon these different types of chemical reactions. The question is, when sulfuric acid is poured over zinc, which of the following gas is formed? As we have discussed earlier, certain chemical reactions are characterized by the evolution of gas. When metals react with dilute acids, these metals react with acids and form metallic salts along with the evolution of gases like, let us see here the options first. First option given is hydrogen and second sulfur dioxide, oxygen, and the last option given is zinc oxide. So what might be the correct option here? You can answer in the chat box. When metals like zinc, magnesium, these metals when react with dilute acids like sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid, they form their respective metal salts and evolve hydrogen gas. Means the hydrogen present in the dilute acid molecules will be replaced by metal. So metal salt will be formed. This replaced hydrogen will come out in the form of hydrogen gas. So for this question, correct answer is hydrogen. Now let us see one more question on this. In a chemical reaction between sulfuric acid and barium chloride solution, the white precipitate formed is off. So when sulfuric acid reacts with barium chloride solution, what type of reaction occurs there? This we have studied in the chemical reactions which are characterized by the formation of precipitate. So here sulfuric acid when reacts with barium chloride, they form barium sulfate, which is insoluble solid substance, which is a white color solid substance which is insoluble into aqueous solutions. So here let us see options given here: hydrochloric acid, barium sulfate, chlorine, sulfur. So out of this, barium sulfate is the correct answer because sulfuric acid reacts with barium chloride to form barium sulfate, which is insoluble solid substance. So here barium sulfate is a white precipitate formed in this reaction. So in this way, we can see some more questions later. This is about chemical reactions from chemical reactions and equations chapter. Further, in the next session, we are going to say about chemical equations, different kinds of chemical equations. Let us see later. So thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel so that you can get the updates time to time about our videos and live classes, and press the bell icon also to get these latest updates on this. Thank you for watching our video once again.